It is the last Monday of 2025. I hope y'all got y'all 2026 in order. Colorado does. They have named the new AD. Adam is going to join us, aka DJ Finesse, to break that down. It is Chico, the morning run.
Runners, runners, all of y'all, mount up. It's TMR, the morning run. Coming to you live in direct. This is Uncle Neely and Big Dog Chico Cleasy right here. The morning run live. Make sure y'all follow on Instagram. Brought to you by Game Time. Brought to you by mybookie.ag. Brought to you by the best that you can find on the internet. The pregame network, Big Dog Chico, Sports Talk, right here. UNKandCHICO.myshopify.com. Go there and get you some. Also, make sure y'all follow us on all social media platforms. Get in the chat, join the conversation. Let us know where you're checking in from. If this is your first time checking in, make sure you let it be known. Cuz or blood. All right. Unc, how you doing?
Doing good, Chico. I was digging the vibes, man. You was bringing them sponsors and clarity and notoriety. I mean, you was in your zone this last Monday of 2025, man. I was vibing.
Last Monday of 2025. Woo, thank God we alive. You know?
Yes, sir.
Take it like that. Cause 2026 is gonna be a huge year. A big year, you know.
Okay.
And I said before, whether you're going through the storm, well, we know you're going through the storm, or you just got out, or you going in, you headed in. You know what I mean? It's one or the other. So um, just make sure that you're ready for 2026 and you prayed up and you're ready to go because it's gonna be big for us.
I love that, Chico. But I got to ask you this before we go to 2026. How was your 2025, man? Give me a Chico look back real quick.
Dang, on the spot?
Honestly, Chico, you do it to me like every other day.
Yeah.
Pause. Not,
Pause.
I mean, put me on the spot every other day.
Ooh, God,
Yeah, give me some. Give me some, Chico.
I did no reflecting, Unc. 2025
Yeah.
started out. Um, hey, first of all, we birthed this what we're doing right now, the morning run
Yeah,
live.
absolutely.
You know what I mean? So, hey, we put in some work this year.
Yeah.
We stayed dedicated to it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We trusted the process. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
We're not looking for the outcome or the royalties and everything right now. You know what I
You're
mean? We just
baking the
putting in
cake.
the work. We're baking
Yeah.
the cake.
Yeah.
And while the cake is baking, we're getting other things ready to go. Because when it's time to eat, dog, we gonna eat. Like y'all think Neely don't miss no meals. Big dog.
Big dog won't miss no meals either now. You look at that
Yeah.
approach. That. Chico, I would hate to see, well, I would love to see if I'd have gave you 2 weeks notice because you did that on the spot, and I love it, man. I love it.
Appreciate it.
I'm gonna say
What's your what would be yours?
I'm with you birthing the morning run. Next month, late January, we'll officially been on the air 1 year.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, that pro day was killer, Chico.
It was.
I mean, not only was it like a marathon episode, it was marathon views. It was huge. All the guests that we had on that day, that was major.
That was classic.
Coach Prime announcing his health stuff. And even though this is gonna sound bad, you got to fall down before you get up.
Mm-hmm.
The setup for 2026 and how 2025 season ended.
Okay.
Like those are like my four big memories. Is starting the morning run, the pro day, Coach Prime's health announcement, and then the way this season finished. That 3-win season. All of those things in one big pot. Turn that thing on. Turn that oven on low. We're gonna cook it slow.
Yeah.
We're gonna bake the
Yeah.
escape in 2026. It's gonna be a big 2026, Chico. You and I know some stuff that we can't announce right now that's coming for the network and Big Dog Chico channel. It's gonna be a big 2026.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. We got a lot of people that's going to be joining us too as we do this thing, like we do this thing. So y'all stay tuned. Hold on, man. Hold on. Just know that we ride. No microwave content over here. This is that good old oven baked soul food that you put your love into. You
Man,
know what I
get
mean?
your soul food. Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
Sunday morning where you eat.
You eating it?
All right. Well, we're going to talk about where some new people will be eating at in Colorado. They're going to be eating some of that good Chef Solomon meals because got some new signees. We got some new staff members. Got a new AD. We got a lot of new things to talk about. And who better to bring on to talk about that to join Uncle Neely and myself is our main man,
DJ
DJ,
Finesse.
one and only Adam
DJ
Muscle Tiger from
Finesse.
BuffStampede.com. What's happening, Adam?
How you guys doing?
We
Good,
doing
DJ
great.
Finesse, how you making it, man? How was your Christmas?
It was amazing. We mixed it up this year. We did a cold plunge in the backyard. We got Luigi Pinata from the local grocery store. Beat the hell out of that with the baseball bat. I'm pretty sure our neighbors think we are certifiably crazy.
Also, goons over there.
Yeah.
That would have been in my neighborhood.
I got to get
would call the
details on
police.
cold plunge. Before I do that, how are you feeling? Are you over the COVID? Do you feeling good?
Yeah. I'm good. Yeah. No, I had that a couple weeks ago. It's
All
been
right,
a minute. Yeah,
it's been a couple weeks now. Yeah.
The good thing about COVID, I feel like this is the third time I've had it. It's never a picnic.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, but I feel like every time you get it, you've got a little bit more immunity built up in you to get on the other side of it. But yeah, was not trying to get out of hanging out with my in-laws, but
man,
what's that?
Talk to me about this cold plunge.
So we have walk-up music. I went with still DRE, the clean version. We've got 3 teenagers. I don't need to be dropping F-bombs in the backyard at 10 a.m. in the morning. But that was my walk-up song. There were about half of us that participated in this, and it really just invigorates you. You don't want to do it. You get in there. On the other side of it, though, the rest of the day is bliss, man. I'm telling you.
I bet it felt great, man.
Have you done that, Neely?
I have.
It feels good, doesn't it?
It's once you get over the initial jarring, the startle of it, like it's good to go. It's the first 90 seconds in and the first 90 seconds out.
Yeah. Unfortunately, here in Colorado, it was like 60 degrees that day. So I think when we did our cold plunge, it was like 45. So the year prior we did that, it was windy, it was miserable, our feet were cold. So I think that's part of it too. But yeah, you got to take care of your feet after the cold plunge, I think is my main takeaway from it.
Yeah. Well, Adam, man, since you were on last, you're still DJing, still a super dad, boss husband, doing the cold plunges over COVID. We're about to go into 2026. There's been some more portal news since we had you on. There's been some signees since we had you on. There's also been a new AD announced since we had you on. So, Adam, we're going to let you take what you want to take first. The first slice of the cake is yours. What were you?
Well, let's start with the most fresh news there in Fernando Lobo getting unanimously approved for his new contract, a 5-year deal at Colorado that's going to pay him $1.2 million per year in terms of base and supplemental salary. There are incentives in there. And when you look at what Lobo did at New Mexico in his first year there, if he can replicate that at Colorado, he's going to make some incentives because he had a really impressive 13-month run there at the University of New Mexico. And we can go back and forth on this. I feel like he checks a lot of the boxes you needed to see from the new athletic director at the University of Colorado, from a youthful fundraising standpoint, from just an upward trajectory with his career. And his background is really impressive. On paper, this, Neely, to me, is a home run hire.
I agree with you, Adam, and it really reminds me if you rewind the clock, excuse me, and look at, say, a Rick George's resume before he was hired, and you look at how much road he would have had in front of him, with the PGA experience, with the Major League Baseball, everything that was just the totality of Rick George, and he ends up doing it 20 years. You're bringing in a guy who not only is modern and full of knowledge of what's taking place in the space of college athletics right now. He's got a lot of runway in front of him. Like this is somebody that can do this another 20 years.
Yeah, and I feel like when Rick George came in, he came in with so much fundraising energy, and he built a literal castle next to Folsom Field. But you can't keep that fundraising stamina up for 13 plus years. So you bring in somebody that's young, energetic in that sense. The west side of Folsom Field at some point has to get renovated. You've got this NIL transfer portal, revenue sharing standpoint. You need somebody in there that is hungry, ready to go on the uprise. He's young, but his resume is pretty dang solid for a 37-year-old.
Absolutely agree. And I love the tone of that, man, the narrative frame there, because you're right about fundraising and how long it could take, but in my mind, how it's also attached to projects and projects out or ideas. And if you're trying to raise new money, you're going to need new ideas and new projects. So here comes a guy, clearly he can inherit fundraising for the West Side. It does not look as modern, the restrooms, et cetera, as the rest of the Folsom Field does, but just ancillary things that we haven't even thought of that are not even problems yet. He's kind of in that age window and resume window where he's got a good feel, or should have a good feel, of things to come and how we can get ahead of those things.
In the background with the Jaguars and being under Urban Meyer at Ohio State, being at Texas, and seeing really what it takes at that level. I think if you were going to hire somebody from New Mexico coming over and they didn't have that prior experience at an Ohio State, in the NFL with the Jaguars, doing the fundraising at a University of Texas, I think you'd be maybe more concerned, but he's got a lot of history and just experience in the short years of life that he's spent on this earth to get to the point where he can be a top candidate for a University of Colorado. And if Colorado didn't hire him, I'd imagine somebody else would have this coming off season.
Yeah, and if not collegiately, the NFL would have been knocking again. And when you mention his time with Jacksonville, he really reminds me, of that Jacksonville hire, their new GM, who had that that gravitas to say, no, we're going to go after Travis Hunter. We're going to move some things around. We're going to shake some things up here. They kind of remind me that same kind of mindset. And it's also like a Coach Prime vibe. Everyone remembers Deion Sanders, the gold jacket Hall of Famer, right? But they lose sight of the organizations that he was a part of and what he was privy to and able to learn there. He's been in business with the Steinbrenners, been in business with Jerry Jones, the DeBartolos in California. You look at the top echelon of NFL football and the business side of it. Coach Prime has been there as a player and in those networks. This AD is a similar situation. You rolled off names like Texas. We can stop there. You rolled off names like Urban Meyer. You can stop there. Like, he's been in environments where if he just picked up anything along the way, what a toolbox he's bringing with him.
And the great thing is that he gets about 4.5 months to learn under Rick George before really taking that baton and running with it. And this is something I said earlier today on a radio interview, is that there are challenges, unique challenges at every university. CU Boulder has had less in recent years because Todd Solomon, the president, has done a really good job of unifying people. But it is still a very unique environment for an athletic director to walk into, especially in 2026 it's going to be. And, dealing with the new landscape, I think being able to kind of, maybe learn from Rick for a while and then kind of take that and run is going to be a good situation as opposed to somebody, when you go through an AD change, usually they're getting fired and the guy has to come in and basically have no idea what's going on. And then people tell him, and maybe there's some people telling him wrong information. You've got the guy that's been in that seat for the last 13 years that's going to tell you those things. And so that part of it, I don't think can be undersold either.
I love that point. And when you get to the end of that, Rick George still isn't going anywhere. He's going to still be in the building in more of a football capacity, working with Coach Prime. So you're still keeping the best of both worlds. The new AD is not just, getting kicked off a cliff and saying, figure it out. Rick George isn't leaving the AD post, as you summed it up to Adam, to the end of the academic year, the spring academic calendar. And so they will be joined at the hip a lot this spring through spring athletics, including spring ball. And then when the transition fully takes place, the guy that hired Deion Sanders, you're not just handing the baton of relationship over. The guy who hired Coach Prime is going to still be in the building as well, from emeritus and helping that transition standpoint. So I think this is really setting the department up where the chances of personalities, politics, or something not working are diminished more and more.
Yeah, no, we're kind of in the discovery phase, but everything I discover about this guy seems to be very positive. So don't have anything negative to say at this point, and look forward to meeting him. I'm sure you are as well, Neely, and it should be a good transition. I think that with this and the Marion news, it's much needed during this transition period. Like we talked, and I went on a rant on our last show about how this is just a negative time period for college football fans. So it's good that there is some stuff we'll look to from a positive standpoint for the future of Colorado. And then we'll get into January 2nd, the portal will open, and then the floodgates open.
Well, you teed it up right there. We might as well and pivot right to it. January 2nd is here. We have heard a lot of names well before January 2nd, and you're going to be hearing more and more when January 2nd officially gets here. Portal will open the 2nd through the 15th, I think it is, maybe the 16th. And as always with that portal opening, more people announce where they're leaving before it gets announced where they're going. So still got a bit of that, got to fight off the wolves who are saying the sky is falling and woe is me, what's going on. But I believe, as it's been in the years past, not just for Colorado, for institutions across the land who already have a long list of people leaving, everybody's going to be just fine. There's enough talent and enough market space out there where you can attract and get back what you're losing.
Yeah, it's going to be challenging, though, I think, because of just how quick that window is. You've got the spring semester starting at the University of Colorado on January 8th, and the portal opens January 2nd. So you've got to vet and really get on board a lot of guys. And you don't have to have every guy on campus on January 8th. I think there's a late drop ad to the calendar like the next week. So you've got a little bit of time, but I don't like this window that's been created from getting to know these guys standpoint. And I understand that you don't want teams that are playing meaningful playoff games to be dealing with this nonsense, but it's going to be challenging. But from everything I've heard, Neely, you know better than I do that this is a very motivated staff right now. That is,
I like the way you put that.
Yeah, is the chip on the shoulder, maybe, is the way to put it. Coming back into 2026. So I'm anxious to see what those transfer visits look like, because from what I heard, it's going to sound pretty promising.
Yeah, it is promising. One thing I don't like, Adam, when you talk about the calendar, I'm all for the reduced portal as in eliminating the spring portal, because I think that when you had that spring portal, here you are working you guys out March and April, you have your spring game, and that may not even be your team. So I'm all for that one. But I still think the window on this one needs some adjusting because, frankly, man, it puts organizations across the land in the NCAA governing body, the appearance of tampering is there. Because how do you vet people? How do you get to know people between the 2nd and the 15th? It's already buyer beware because it's a used car market. There's not really a big Carfax on players. Like, you can't just log on somewhere and get all the details. But the way the calendar is set up, it really causes a shift in the power balance to agents, to handlers, to third-party communication, whatever things that are taking place. And I really think that the NCAA could do the institutions a better service by changing the calendar just for communication standpoint and nothing else, where you can minimize the risk for both parties. This is not just me trying to protect institutions and coaches. This is trying to protect players as well.
Well, if you're in a recruiting staff for a college football program this month, you're going, okay, I have a job to do, and I've got to win football games. I got to get the best talent in here. They're not letting me do my job. So how much do I have to push that line?
Mm-hmm.
That's not fair to people. that should not be something that you're forcing people to do. And I feel like every college recruiting staff in the country has to deal with that right now, of kind of finding that balance between, I don't want to get our institution in trouble, but we got to win football games. And it's challenging because the calendar doesn't suggest a perfect time for it. I will admit that.
Mm-hmm.
But this is not it, what they're doing right this year.
Yeah, it's you're coming up on a downhill slope, and midway down the hill there's a billboard, and here's a state trooper pulled in behind it. It's entrapment, man. Everyone's gonna go by it fast.
Yeah.
Because everything is working against you to drive slow, but you have no choice. But the car's gonna speed up going downhill as it gets toward the deadline, and then that's where the speed trap is. So I'm with you, Adam. I don't know the answers, but there's got to be a better one, not only for this single portal window, but also as coaches transition doing what's bowl games and what are not bowl games. I think that going forward, that window has to be looked at, man.
Yeah, so much has to be changed about college football. We could spend the next 2 hours talking about that. Even the bowl games. Like, I've watched less bowl games this year because you don't really feel that passion that the Pop-Tarts Bowl was pretty awesome. You could tell those guys wanted to get in there. But generally, these bowl games have kind of lost their luster now with the expanded playoff. And so there's a lot of stuff that has to get fixed.
So one, Pop-Tart Bowl. The theatrics make it for me.
Yes.
It's just it's borderline comical, that we have resorted to Neely's type of sense of humor to promote a bowl game. But I love it. I'm here for it. Do you think it's just too many of them? Like, what's the problem, Adam?
Well, I think that because you've got guys that are opting into the portal, and because you've got now this expanded playoff to where you feel like if you're not in that playoff, it doesn't matter as much. Those two things combined, you don't have full rosters. You've always kind of had a motivation question with some of these bowl games. Like if USC goes 6-6 and gets into a bowl game, you're looking at that if you're into sports betting of like, what is going to be their motivation for that game? And even back, 15 years ago, it would have been a question. Now it just seems to be kind of accelerated because you don't have the same rosters that you did before. Like Nakai Hill-Green, if he plays in that Alamo Bowl, does that game look any different? I don't know if Colorado wins over BYU, but there was a deficiency that was pretty evident in that linebacker room during that evening out in there in San Antonio. So that's part of it with guys hitting the portal. And if you're going to keep expanding the playoff at some point, it would be sad to say, but I don't know how these bowls can keep generating the television revenue, because you see the ratings are down already.
Yeah, they are. And when you look in the stands, attendance is down on a lot of them as well, except for the ones with the theatrics. So, hey, promote your bowl with theatrics. There's nothing like dropping 2 live Pop-Tarts into a 20-yard toaster and then the players getting to eat the Pop-Tarts. It works.
My wife had the Instagram live going up from the Pop-Tarts Bowl, and those mascots, they were following them through the entire game. They're running through the stadium. It was shenanigans for like 3.5 hours. It was pretty amazing.
That's the word, shenanigans. I'm all for shenanigans. Adam, you mentioned something, and you're like my historic buff guy. You know, I'm new here. You got a new AD coming, something that you haven't experienced in a while. Rick George is, serves time there. You mentioned USC 6-6, blah blah blah. We also now know that USC and Notre Dame have called it quits. They're divorcing. If Adam could tell the new AD about a sacred cow that we just got to keep on the schedule, what and who is it?
Get Nebraska on there. Not every year, but Nebraska, maybe a home and home every 4 years. So you play them maybe twice in a 4-year span. It brings something out of people. And I know the Nebraska fans are a little bit more hesitant to buy into that as Colorado fans, but I feel like when Colorado went on a 3-game winning streak against them before their last trip out to Lincoln, that there was starting to be some of that animosity coming back the other way. And when you were out there at Memorial Stadium, that was pretty intense. Those fans were into that football game.
Yes.
So that would be my one. Yeah. Got to get Nebraska on the schedule.
I haven't been here long, but I can't argue with that one, man. The intensity in both environments is up. That week is up. I like that one. And, I haven't met the new AD yet, but I'm sure he's going to be a big fan of the morning run like Rick George is. So we're going to make sure he sees and hears from Adam on this.
Okay. I love it. Yeah. I mean, there's just something about that Nebraska red that it brings out something in Colorado fans. It really does. And to my knowledge, they don't have a game on the schedule with them in the future. So got to get that done.
Yeah, I've glanced ahead at some of the contractual stuff that doesn't have dates on it, but it's just, it's going to be there, going to be here, and you don't see it in the near future. That doesn't mean it's not room for it, though, because now you got a week 0 in, and so things can shuffle around. And again, as I said, some of the things that you have noted as we're going to be playing this person, for instance, coming up in the future, there's a home and home with Florida with the Gators, but there's no dates attached to it yet. So you got some room, and I think that's going to bode well for the university as well. Some stuff that's already on the books, not just as you said, adding Nebraska on a semi-regular basis, but getting to the South and playing some of those historic blue bloods and having them come to your place as well is going to help the university grow.
Selfishly, I want to go out to the West Coast again. I kind of miss being able to spend some time on the beach when the Buffaloes would play out in Los Angeles, or even up to the Bay Area, get some good seafood, or
that's a good one.
Kind of keeping the ties with the Pac-12 would be good too, I think, for Colorado, because they're one of the big reasons that Colorado moved from the Big 12 initially to the Pac-12 was that at the time, and I don't know what the figure is right now, Neely, but there were 5 times as many CU alumni living in the Pac-12 footprint as there was the Big 12 footprint. So there's a lot of alumni out west.
That's something to consider there, Adam.
Yeah. And they're going out to Chicago. That's going to be fun this coming year, because there's a lot of CU alumni up there in Illinois. So kind of finding where the alumni base, I think, is going to be good for the program going forward as well.
Yeah, you talk about in the first 3 weeks, a trip to Chicago and a trip to Atlanta.
Yep.
So and those are 2 big markets. You can imagine the fan base. I mean, with ATL, the homecoming for Juju and the homecoming for Prime, Chicago, and it's big market. So it's going to be a great start, man.
Yeah.
Adam, let me hit you with this one. And we discussed it a little bit last time you were on with those early signees, mostly out of, out of high school or whatnot. When you look at what has happened transactionally and transitionally with the program since you were last on, where are you now, particularly with the additions to the portal that had not announced they were leaving when you were last on? What are your priorities from position groups?
Priorities from position groups would start linebacker, defensive tackle. You got to make that a priority. Pretty bare bones at this point going into this transfer portal window. If you can get an elite cornerback, you've got your QB1, and if Ryan Staub stays around, you feel good about your backup. You can't go into spring ball, I don't think, with just 2 scholarship quarterbacks. So, and that's going to be a very difficult song and dance to try to get somebody talented in here, because they're going to know who QB1 is, right? That's Julian Juju Lewis, you know? So you need some depth there. Really, aside from QB1 and punter, you're going to have to fill in pieces across the board. It really, but that is college football in 2025. It makes you nervous. I would say, though, that you got to start in the trenches defensively, in that front seven. You've got to be able to get an elite linebacker. If I'm going to give my biggest NIL budget to a position player, if I can get an elite linebacker that is just a difference maker, that can be not just a playmaker, but a leader there. Because it was great that Tawfiq Bayard led from the safety room, but you really ideally want that to be your linebacker that can really communicate to all levels. And so that's the position that is number one in terms of my priority list going into this transfer portal window.
Yeah, before we toss that same to Chico, I'm right with you. Numbers wise, D tackles with the S, but I want to grab that one linebacker first, then those D tackles, then give you some help over the top in the corner. And another thing you touched on, man, is that, whether it is for insurance policy on injury competition, for Staub at 2, if you throw all that out the window, you still got to be at the practice. So you got to go find a quarterback. Like you got to get somebody that can bring out the best in your 2s and 3s, while the 1s are practicing. So it'd be interesting to see what QB you can convince to come, even though they know you're not the guy. Chico, thoughts?
Well, shout out to Adam and yourself, Unc. Y'all held it down right there and broke it down as nice as it could be. I don't know why anybody else will be watching anything else if they want to know something about Colorado football, unless they're watching my dog Adam and William Gardner. Shout out to them and doing their thing. They're being on buffstampede.com. But other than that, man, I would definitely have to say defensive line, like Adam pointed out. Everywhere on defense side of the football, you got to get some playmakers. And I would agree. I would spend the most money on that linebacker spot, on a stud linebacker that can attract some more guys and can make other guys better around him, can align the defensive line in front of him, can inspire them guys and keep them, ready to go in gap field in the right places. I would love to see that. You got to have a quarterback of the defense to lead them also. And, we had some good guys last year, but you had to make those business decisions now in college football the same way you would do in the NFL. Do I decide to pay this guy based off of the production or the projected production he will be bringing next season? Or can I say, I'll see if I can get some younger guys that can fill in, that I can coach up also. So, decisions being made very different nowadays in college football than in the past. So to see this roster being filled, or to see these guys leaving and a lot of the fan base might be panicking, I don't think there's no worry, because as they're leaving out, there's spots open, and there's some guys that look at Colorado as an attractive place to come play and get that exposure also.
DJ Finesse, I got nothing to add to Chico. What you got?
No, it's going to be a very hectic stretch there. Like I mentioned earlier, you got the portal opening the 2nd. You got the spring semester starting on the 8th. You can still add some guys for a little while after that, but our heads are going to be spinning there for a couple weeks.
Right. And then there's going to be some praises going around to Coach Prime and Colorado and staff for what they've done, because, as the people leaving, like I said, you're going to have the panicking and why everybody leaving. But Uncle Neely said it also, man. You got to have people leaving before you can have them come in, just based off the timeline of everything. So sit back, relax, New Jacks, let that cake bake, and everything will be fine.
I was just watching, and it was fairly recent, but I don't know how many days ago it was. I was just watching Coach Calipari talk about, from a basketball perspective, the portal. And same conclusion that we have reached and others have reached is not esoteric or secretive. It was like, dude, they leave for money now. Like it is what it is, and you can't blame them because of the way the system is set up. And so what Coach Cal was advocating for is putting the emphasis back on one clean transfer, and then the next transfers you got to sit or something, just to try to minimize and mitigate, what's happening now. Other than that, and I'm not advocating this position. I'm sharing his. He said, other than that, the money is going to demand it. The market is going to demand it. So it's not going to be about whether the guy is happy or not, whether you got a chance to win here or not. Most of these people are not going to be going pro in this particular capacity. And so a pay raise is a pay raise. And now that you can transfer every year if you want to, why would a guy not take a pay raise every year?
I wonder if we get to the point of multi-year deals at some point.
Yeah.
Do colleges want that though? Because you can also get saddled on the other side of it where a guy underperforms and you got to owe him a big number. There's a guy I'm thinking of on Colorado's team this last year. I'm not going to call him out publicly, but like maybe you don't want
I never
that.
call them publicly, and they're gonna say they know who you're talking about and get mad at you. Yeah, you don't have to say a name. They just make up a name and say you said it. So,
but
you was talking.
I feel like that could mitigate some of this stuff, at least 2-year deals. So like you, at least as a college football fan, you can get bought in for 2 years on a guy. I don't know what the solution is long-term, but
so
this ain't it right
It's going to have to be that. It's going to have to be those contracts.
Chico, here's what I'm
multi-year.
Thinking. Before we go out the multi-year road, because I'm with you on it now, but I need a caveat on it. I need a mutual exit clause, if you will. I think at the end of the day, we're going to have a baseline, right? That, okay, here's your number. But any number above this, the NCAA has got to allow performance-based merit. Like whether it's a 1-year deal, 2-year deal, 4-year deal. If somehow the player and the player's best interest and the university's best interest and the donor's best interest, if you can't include clawbacks or raises for performance, we're just kidding ourselves. Because if you give a guy 2 years and it does not based on performance, he can get to year 2 and just stand on the bench.
Hey.
That's common sense right there. What's going to happen though is you're going to get a player that says going to sue the NCAA because the coaches didn't give him the opportunity to get on the field, even though he killed it in practice to get those performance requirements, and then we're going to be back in the courts again. And it just, it's
facts.
But because there's no leadership. If there was leadership in college football, maybe we would have never gotten to this point. But we're so far beyond that at this point that, gosh, how do you fix it? That makes total sense though. Performance-based NIL. Hell yeah. That's what it should be.
You share some of the money with some of the old college football players from way back further in the day, around 1999, 2000, 2001, 2003, 2004, 2005. Between those years, pay some of those guys. Let them get some.
Chico, that be the years you played?
That would definitely be some of the years I played. 500,000 for a season? Cuz I would have been on the bench, building a bench, getting water, towels, whatever. You would never see me just standing in one spot, not helping, not adding, not doing something. What?
But and I would rather deal with this problem when it comes, Adam. But I really think you're spot on. You see it in the NFL. The player personnel and general manager make a call down to the coach, and they say, "Hey, 3 catches a day, and we owe Chico $2 million. You might want to pull him early."
Yeah.
And the quarterback is on the bench saying, "Hey, Chico, I'm coming to your first 3.
Yep.
Like, go get your money." So that's gonna happen if we go down this road, because somebody's got to protect the kitty and somebody's got to try to rob the bank. But I just think in the spirit of capitalism, the one thing this thing is missing is that at some point there is a correlation between Adam's work and the quality of his work and the amount of money he takes home. Mm-hmm. But we've created a system in college football where, rightly so, we're compensating players, but there is no merit based on the end of it for pay increase or pay deduction based on performance. Once you got it, you got it.
You got it. Dang.
And how do you anticipate how a young man that you've been talking to for a very short period of time in the transfer portal is going to handle that situation when they get that bank account money? Like, it's really difficult to predict that.
Yeah. It's a bigger brains than mine. I'm gonna have to figure this out. I'm gonna leave it to you and Chico. I'm gonna sit it out. But
Business babies. Parents out there, now is the time to really have business babies. You can get paid earlier now. They don't have to go to the NFL. All they got to do is make it and get a scholarship.
Adam, let me bring you and some of our new audience members up on Chico and Business Babies. Outside of his wonderful podcasting career, Chico considers himself a genetic scientist, and he loves mating two athletes for the sake of producing a greater athlete. It's just one of his pastimes. He sits around on the internet, he finds somebody from the WNBA, defensive end from the NFL, and he tries to DM both of them and say, "Hey, business baby."
Y'all would be amazing in the next 18 years. You ain't got to worry about nothing.
What's the ideal couple there? I haven't heard this.
Shoot, probably it's a bunch of them, Adam. There's a bunch of them out there.
Do you have a Mount Rushmore of athlete babies you want to throw out there?
Shoot, Wimby gonna be up there with somebody. Give me Wimby.
Okay.
Give me a Asia Wilson. Give me a big Uso from out here somewhere. You know,
you get Myles Garrett and anybody.
Get Myles Garrett and any damn body.
Myles Garrett. That's
Shaq
a good one.
is up there.
Yeah,
Shaq up there on mine.
Now, Wemby, I'm worried about. I need to see his frame when he's 35. It just does not look natural. What's going on out there?
You got to pair him with the Audi. What's her name? Audi Rooks. Big girl from Iowa State.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Pair him with her. See what I'm saying?
Okay.
Business baby.
I told you, Adam, the guy in his spare time, man, like
business
you
baby.
do crossword puzzles, he's out there doing genetics. It's sick. I know, but
it ain't sick. People do it all the time. I'm open with mine. That's all.
Yeah, that's how people may think about it all the time. You say it.
That's right. That's fine. Hey man, y'all let us know in the chat. Y'all number one, y'all Mount Rushmore of business babies.
In the chat.
Adam asked the question, so I'm just opening it up to the chat. Shout out to the 7'5" girl that's in China right now. There's some people got their eye on her. Trust me.
What about Usain Bolt? He's not on your list.
Usain Bolt, yeah, he
up there. Those genetics.
Hook him up with one of these track stars out here. Man, oh my God. That's why we see so many juniors in the league, like Joey Porter Jr. You know what I mean? You got Shadur, all these business babies out here, man. People like Shaq, though, I think they made mistakes in their life. They won't admit it. Shout out to Shaq. But
his first wife is pretty short. Now they still produce a couple of giants in there, but she's pretty short.
So okay, they still produce. Yeah. Just imagine had he said, "Forget love, I'm going Big Dog Chico route, business baby," and he would have gotten with what's the comedian name? Big Leslie Jones.
Yeah.
Oh, he would have gotten with a Tamika Thomas, the former basketball man. See, it would have been something different. That's all I'm saying. Yeah. All right, we're going down the road to business, baby. Y'all let us know in the chat. Let's get back to some real.
I was about to say, Adam, is the word devolve? Because I think the show is he devolves and Chico got on the screen.
I think we got more smiles since I got on the screen. It's all right. Y'all talked about all the meat and potatoes. Now it's time to smile and have fun, right?
I think you're both right. I'm gonna go with that.
Just babies.
All right, man. Hey, Adam, man, we appreciate you joining us, man. Anything else you want to add on us? Add for the listeners out there, right here on TMR?
No, I say just hang in there till January after January 2nd, and there'll be some good news then. It's been good that we got this athletic director announcement made today, and so there's not a whole lot of guessing. And as Neely and I were talking about, just the fact that he can kind of ease into this role, I think is going to be really good for him. And I'm anxious to see Brennan Marion's recruiting prowess this spring. Before you know it, they're going to be get out there on the spring evaluation period. So there is some good stuff to look at as well as we kind of venture into this period of the off season.
You know
Yeah,
what,
and
Adam? You brought up.
I'll let you go, Adam. First and foremost, next week after next, when all this really gets going, you know, you're welcome to come back on and break down what you're seeing. But part of that calendar you're talking about, when all this bad news is happening, it's also happening during dead period for coaches. So it's just like it's compounded from a lack of recruitment, information, phone calls, tweets, text messages, show appearances, you name it, because it's all just one-sided. But that's about to change in the next 7 days.
Yes, indeed.
Yep.
And you brought up Coach Marion. You also put in the article that you wrote that Coach Prime and the Buffs have seen 57 players leave out. Just talk about how Coach Brendan Marion brought in over 70 players to Sac State and the success that they've had over there, you know, previously. So I think people need to just hold their horses. You know, you see this quote unquote exodus happen across the land in college football, not just in Colorado. So you're going to see a bunch of players come in that can help this program. And I think they're going to definitely have an improvement this year. Shout out to Coach Marion.
Yeah, absolutely. And Chico and Adam, you could take that and replicate it by each of the new coaches. I mean, the new linebacker coach.
Linebackers coach.
We would be sitting here silly if we're thinking he don't know somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody. You know, and so there's going to be additions to stave off these subtractions. Y'all just wait. But you don't have to wait too much longer for Adam to come back because he'll be back next week.
Looking forward to it, guys. Yeah.
Appreciate you, man. Happy New Year, brother Adam, DJ Finesse.
We'll see you guys. Take care.
All right. Bet. Appreciate you. One and only Adam Mustin Tiger once again right here on TMR Live. Big Dog Chico, Uncle Neely, and Chico each and every Thursday and Sunday night. Make sure y'all tune in.
Yeah.
You know, appreciate y'all. Cleveland, Chico Cleveland is in the building.
Hey, Cheek.
Yeah.
Mr. Cheeks. That's your new name for the 2026.
Trust me. If you know, you know. If you know, you know.
I don't want to. That's
you don't need to know. We don't need to know. We're not even gonna go down that path right there.
Please don't.
If you're from the 277 Alabama, you know.
Gotta let the people know, Mr. Cheeks, that the rest of this week, prepare for the pretenders to try to step up like they contenders and act like they him, because the morning run is going to take off a few days and celebrate 2026 coming in with our friends and family in real life, back at the
right way,
that kind of thing. So now when something pops off, still have those alert buttons on, because we subject to just do something to address something. However, the schedule is going to be no more morning run the rest of this week.
Schedule out. But no worries. We'll be back a week from now.
Yeah, Monday the 5th. On and pop. On and popping.
Roll it. You got to roll it like Chris Brown do.
No, because Mr. Cheeks here.
No, I'm turning the other way. I'm not going to look. Go ahead, go.
I see you looking at the corner of your eye.
No, trust me. This is for Debbie Garcia and them. Von Rondo, Ella Nissa, Keisha Love and them. Go ahead, get your own.
Yeah, y'all are sick in the head, man. This man want business babies. He want Chris Brown shoulder rollers.
Uncle Neely, aka Chris Breezy. No, let me stop playing, man. Hey, yeah, we will hurry back. Appreciate you, Aretha Burton.
Oh yeah, we hurry back, man. And we want y'all to have a safe New Year, man. Bring in the new year the right way, man. I want to see y'all all in 2026. We got some big plans that's coming. We're going to be letting y'all know what those are ahead of time.
UNKandCHICO YouTube channel. UNKandCHICO YouTube channel. Dedicated to just UNKandCHICO, just our content YouTube channel. Yeah. We're going to launch that too. You know,
there's a lot coming, man. Pause. A lot coming. Pause again.
More merch on the website.
Yo, we got about the new link going to be dropping.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to have some early discounts for the early purchases.
Yep. I Will beverages. We got giveaways for you guys. Stay tuned for that.
Yeah, most stuff with new and renewed sponsors are coming on board. So 2026 is gonna be big, but we're gonna coast into this landing for the end of 2025 though.
Yes, indeed. If you have a sponsor, business, product, anything out there you want to get some eyeballs on, you want to advertise with us, inbox us at The Morning Run Live on Instagram or Big Dog Chico on Instagram or The Pregame Network on Instagram. And we'll take care of all those needs. Put you up here at the top of the screen in the corner somewhere. We'll have you on. Unc, tell them about game time. Just in case
Yeah,
they don't know.
and gonna always do some stuff with game time. But as we close out this December, it's still running. The code is still live and still active, and will be. If you're trying to give somebody in the new year with the gift of attending a live sporting event, concert, comedy show, you name it, go to Game Time, download that app, create you an account. Use the code BUFFS, Buffs, when you get ready to check out, and Uncle Chico are taking $10 each off your purchase. That's a total of $20 off your first purchase if you use that code, and we'll let Game Time know that we sent you.
Damn right. Join in. Don't
Yeah,
miss
man.
the
Look,
fun.
man, look, I'm sitting here just thinking in my head about some stuff like, man, can I say this yet? Don't say this yet. But looking forward, man, with Bird's Eye, some stuff is dropping. Got a lot of
Hot
stuff.
bird's eye view. My dog.
Yeah,
Stay tuned. Also, you'll see on my channel. Also, you'll see crossover MMA. You got more UFC stuff on there. We got different sports. My dog is covering. Check out my dog Jay on my channel. Former Alabama Crimson Tide football player, former MLB baseball player, dual sport athlete. One of those guys who came out of Selma, Alabama, who had a scholarship for Stanford in football and baseball. You don't see that a lot. So shout out to my dog. Check him out on my channel, Big Dog Chico. You might see him on the Pregame Network. Who knows? But
who knows?
more content coming.
And I saw somebody mention, Chico, as we get ready to get out of here, the Morning Wood. Let me tell you now about Morning Wood.
It's hard.
Oh, wrong. It is hard.
It's short, stumpy, but it's hard. That's what I heard.
Yeah, and it ain't hard every day the same time of day no more. So you're gonna get Morning Wood when Morning Wood pop up. So what I'm trying to tell you, because somebody asked in the chat, you can count on the Morning Wood coming at you, pause, but it's probably not gonna be every day now. Because it don't work like that no more.
I'm not commenting on your wood. Don't just do your thing.
Just so you know, Chico, I close out every Morning Wood with encouraging people to subscribe to Big Dog Chico channel every show.
I appreciate that.
Every time.
I appreciate that.
Go see my man's. And become a member over there too, because he does a great job at dropping members only content.
Members only. Only. Then R. Kelly have a song called Players Only. Players Only. I need to drop an album, dog.
Real. Under promise so you can over deliver. I remember Howard Cosell, when Muhammad Ali came back, he said, man, you're not the boxer you used to be. Ali said, I talked to your wife. She said, you ain't the man you used to be.
He said, you ain't the man you used to be either. Unbelievable.
Father Time
runners. LeBron said he kicking Father Time ass on the back end, though. That's what LeBron said.
Did you see that reverse slam the other night?
He did a couple of slams before that. In the games before that, dog. That's Lebanon James, man. Shit, can't be stopped.
I think his birthday like today or tomorrow or something. It'll be like officially 41. Look it up real quick.
43? You said 41?
Yeah. I think he had late December, baby.
What's LeBron's birthday? Come on, Ash. December 30th, 1984.
Yeah.
Man. Wait, he'll be 41 or 43. That's 41, ain't it? He's 41.
Yeah, man.
Okay, I thought he's 40. I don't know why. He's gonna play till he's 43, I think, at least. Put it like that.
At least he can.
Who LeBron should, you know what? Let me stop. No business babies for LeBron. I think every man should be able to go out there and pair with at least one woman that he feels like. You know how Ocho say he looked at all his baby mom's ankles to see if they were athletic enough. I want to every athlete, once you reach a certain point, you should be able to be like, hey, okay, I got one I could pick to pair with me, and we make a.
Chill, you just try to get some extra cat.
No, it's real, dog. I'm trying to see I'm trying to see an 8-foot athlete run down the court and dunk on somebody. I'm trying to see a
But you said
9-foot
every
receiver
man
or
should be
something.
able to ... Every man don't bring it up to the table. They
No, not.
can.
And that's why I changed it. I said you got to reach a certain level. Once you reach a certain athletic level, you should be able to say, you know what, that track star over there. You know, I'm in love here, but here's my business baby.
The Texas truth is really, as brilliant as it is, it's also concerning on many levels.
How is it concerning?
Because you won't.
I'm sorry, Brooklyn Driver. I ain't reached that level yet. You got to reach at least 20 million, I think, in earnings. You reach 20 million in earnings, ladies. If your man had 20 million plus, let's say he got 200 million, and he said, "Okay, we had our 3-4 kids. You know, I'm in love. We had our love kids, but I just got an urge in me to make a business baby." What the hell is a business baby? I heard Big Dog Chico talking about some stuff on the morning run, and the business baby is just me pairing with another athlete that and see what comes of it. There's no real love, there's no real relationship. It's just business baby. What do you think about that? If a wife get mad at that, dog.
But what if she said it got to be a test tube baby with a surrogate that you can't do it the old fashioned way?
That's fine. That's fine. Because it's not about the sex, Unc. You think it's about the sex, Unc. I'm dead serious. It ain't about the sex. But that will ensure it a little bit more. Like, I don't know about this artificial inseminating stuff. I got to do it the old fashioned right way. You know? Yeah. I don't think any woman out there, well, I ain't gonna say that. I'm gonna ask y'all women in the chat, would y'all have a problem with that? Let me see. Before we get up out of here, let me see.
Chico, like psychologically and
what's wrong with that?
From a psychological standpoint,
please tell me.
From an American history, we've been down this road before, dog. Like
you talking about westernized culture now? Go ahead, tell me. Go ahead.
This road, man.
This is crazy.
This is the port of New Orleans during the slave trade. You talking here, man? You just talk.
See, y'all going way back. Y'all going way.
You gotta tread lightly. Is what I'm saying, man.
Sound like genetic engineer. You think it's not going on in the world today? Chico and Brittany Griner, baby, would be $1. Come on, man. It's not a diabolical mess.
Chico and Brittany Griner. Who the daddy? This has been the morning run. Last one for Mondays. We started.
Look, LeVar Ball. That's exactly what LeVar Ball did. Shout to LeVar Ball. Never lost. Look what happened to him. Lost. My dog said he saw the tall thing walking down the hallway. He said, "Hey, I don't know what we gonna do, but we gonna do something." Is what he said. He told her.
Oh, Chico. I heard that story. He told her what?
He said, "I saw her walking down the hallway. Tall glass of water." I said, "Shoot, I got to say something to her. I'm 6'4". I look good. You know how he talk. I look good. I'm an athlete." I saw her. I said, "Hey, listen, you don't know me. I don't know you. I don't know what we gonna do, but we gonna do something." And he said he made it happen. He told him we're gonna have 3 boys, and they going to the NBA. Spoken into existence. Look what happened. Shout out to LeVar Ball. That's all I'm talking about, dog. Be intentional.
Well, I don't know what we're gonna do tomorrow, but we're not gonna have no show. We come up on the top of the hour.
I'm gonna go hang out. I'm gonna go take my business babies out. Take them out and let them run around. You know what I mean? Get their legs strong.
Just the Plantation Chico is what he's talking about.
Y'all think Chico? Yeah. My son in 90th percentile right now. I just we keep it up. He wasn't a mistake. Hey man, we gonna get up out of here, dog. My egg's almost gone and don't. Yeah, he's the best. What y'all? You know what? Let me just.
Hey, dog, the comment section right now is all you. Like, it's all me. I just sit back like this dude.
TMR, we could start off talking about some real serious recruiting, and we can end up talking about some real serious business, babies. This is what we do, baby. UNKandCHICO live and direct. You never know what you're going to get. Unscripted, unfiltered, well, a little bit filtered.
That's the problem.
Yeah. That's the problem?
to some degree. Well, whenever we have problems, that's the root of the problem.
That's what they come for.
Oh, it's why I'm here.
Didn't Adam say shenanigans? They come for the sport and they stay for the shenanigans.
Dude, I can't even tell you to score the Pop-Tart ball, but I watched them damn Pop-Tarts for 3 hours running around doing bullshit.
I bet you it increased some sales of Pop-Tart somewhere. Somebody watched it and said, you know what? I want a Pop-Tart.
Dog, at the end of the game, the Pop-Tart mascots hop in this big toaster, right?
Yeah.
In a real life size of them, real Pop-Tart comes out, and the winning team get to break off of it and eat it.
That's dope, man.
It was supposed to be
interactive bowl.
It was 3 Pop-Tarts up there supposed to jump in the toaster, and the one in the middle said, hell no, he jumped off the back and ran.
What the hell? Shout out to the Snoop Dogg Bowl in Arizona. Snoop Dogg was on the field, on the kickoff where he was behind where they do the kickoffs at, and it went out of the end zone, and he ended up catching the kickoff in his bowl. So shout out to Snoop Dogg in the Arizona Bowl. Shout out to the Pop-Tarts Bowl, man. I like that. They really put some thought into it. Yeah, man. All right.
They said the Pop-Tart Bowl going to be more attractive than winning the national championship in the next couple of years.
That's crazy. It just got too diluted. It's just too much out there right now, man. And then everybody they really want to be in the college football playoffs. So, and then you got these bowls that really don't mean anything, kind of like a glorified exhibition, because you're going to have some guys not playing on one team. The other team is going to have guys that's motivated to play. And it's like a half a team playing against a full team sometimes. So it's crazy across the board. So I think they're going to do something about it soon. And we'll be here to cover it right here on TMR Live, the morning run with UNKandCHICO on the Pregame Network. You understand me? Now let everybody else think they're him and come join
for the next 4 days.
For the next few days. But we might just jump on, pop in and pop out. All right. Thank y'all for coming out. The morning run live. Peace in the Middle East. Chocolate in the sky. Black is high. Rebel flags. That's right.
Business, baby.
Get you a business, baby.